So those are some of the projects for educating folks and spreading visitation out. The other address impact that we would like to introduce is the reservation system. So Stan Hinatsu from the U.S. Forest Service will be kicking this off. Stan, are you with us?
Yep, I am. Before I jump into that,
Yeah.
I just wanted to give another statistic, adding to what Eric presented earlier this morning. The Gorge receives 2.1 million visitors just on national forests in the Gorge. And there's about 80,000 acres of national forest out of the almost 300,000 acres in the National Scenic area. And we received that 2.1 million visitors on 80,000 acres. So when you think about that, that's pretty significant. It's a high density recreation area. There are other forests in our region that get a little bit higher use, but it's over millions of acres. So I think that's a significant thing to note as we continue to talk about this. Yeah, so everybody is aware of Dog Mountain. We've had all kinds of congestion safety issues with pedestrians and vehicle issues there. This was a project that was born out of a need to provide for public safety. It was a collaborative effort with the entities that you see on the slide there. It wasn't something that it was really real simple. It took quite a bit of time and planning, and we ended up with this advanced reservation system, ticketing system, combined with a shuttle system. I don't have time to get into a lot of details there, but again, it has proven to be successful. We only have resources to do it on the weekends, and unfortunately, we've gotten the balloon or the squeeze the toothpaste tube, and it's squeezed out now to Fridays and Mondays. So we're having to scratch our heads. What do we do now for those extended weekends? For Multnomah Falls, I do want to, again, everybody knows the issues at Multnomah Falls, the congestion on the historic highway, the bad behavior in the 84 parking lot when the gates closed, and just the extreme safety issues on 84 when the parking lot is full out there. And as Eric mentioned, again, it's significant to note that Multnomah Falls receives 56% more visits than most national forests, or 56% of the national forest in our nation. So again, a significant number, again, that we need to keep our just be aware of. So coordination, again, and collaboration is key to anything we do here in the Gorge, and Multnomah Falls is not an exception. Just think about the 84 parking lot is operated by ODOT, but the underlying owner is Oregon State Parks. Multnomah Falls is on national forest. So anything we do, we have to work collaboratively together. And again, you can see the entities that have worked really hard to identify possible solutions for Multnomah Falls. And let me just run through quickly some things that have happened. And when I refer to we, I'm going to refer to all of those organizations that have been involved in this. ODOT installed the gate system there on 84. The gate closed when the parking lot is full. We completed the historic highway congestion and safety plan, which described short, medium, and long-term solutions. And we continue to dialogue about that with a group of folks that were, again, basically that group of folks that were on that previous slides, to identify, again, short and long-term solutions. We partnered with ODOT to place flaggers at the pedestrian crossing, and know that that crossing receives about 1,200 pedestrians per hour, probably one of the highest pedestrian crossings in the state, if not the highest. ODOT has placed no parking signs and barriers in all locations along the historic highway, and continue to do so even this year. We completed a feasibility study to redesign access and pedestrian flow here at Multnomah Falls and improve the experience. And this is that preferred alternative that was developed through that feasibility study you see on the slide. We piloted last year the reservation system at Multnomah Falls, and mainly it was driven by reducing the number of people to mitigate against COVID. We're trying to figure out how to continue that this year, and not for COVID reasons, but again to help solve the congestion and traffic problems along the historic highway and I-84. We continue to work with ODOT and others to develop a flat proposals that will look at how do we overcome jurisdictional boundaries here and authorities along this corridor. Again, ODOT, Oregon State Parks, U.S. Forest Service, private land are all along this corridor, and how do we overcome those boundaries to look for a really broader big solution there. And we'll be also trying to think about how do we evaluate carrying capacities and looking at implementing some long-term solutions, probably such as perhaps allocation along the historic highway. And then we're also developing another FLAP proposal, the FLAP is Federal Land Access Program, to implement the design alternative that you see on the screen before you. So a lot of work is being done. It's not simple work. It takes a lot of collaboration, and collaboration takes some time to get to a solution. I probably ran over my 3 minutes. Sorry, Gayla.
Thank you, Stan. That was great. It does take time, and it is important, and something that is simple. The simple solutions often aren't easy to implement.